What is up guys, Side here. Today I am in a 2016 BMW 528i F10. So this is the LCI or the facelifted version of the F10. LCI in BMW's terms means facelift. So if you see an LCI BMW, it means life cycle impulse or life cycle refresh. It's just a facelift, okay, basically that's what it means. So this 528i has the N20 engine, specifically the N20B20 engine, which you can also find in like your F33 series, your 320, 328, F10, 520 as well. But this one has been tuned, so this one produces about 242 horsepower, 350 Newton meters of torque. 0 to 100 for this car takes about 6.2 seconds, so it's actually, in the grand scheme of things, quite a good performance, I would say. So in this facelifted F10, the more prominent changes as opposed to the pre-facelift F10, first of all, I think you'll notice the headlights. Okay, so you get the adaptive LED headlights. The design is also a bit different, like the circle frame around the lights. In the pre-facelift F10, it's circular. This one is like circular, but there's a flat bottom towards the bottom of the headlight. I don't know whether you understand what I'm saying, but when you look at it, then you'll see for yourself. Only like really car guys or car people will be able to tell the differences between the F10 facelift and pre-facelift from the rear. Okay, from the front quite obvious, not say obvious, you can tell there's something different, but from the back it's almost exactly the same. Interior, however, is where the bigger changes are. First of all, this beautiful M Sport steering wheel, 3-spoke. This it feels good in the hands, it looks really good as well. And then you also have your display. Now it's full digital and it looks really good. And there are 3 different display modes depending on which driving mode you're in. Eco Pro, there's sports mode, and there's comfort. So depending on which driving mode you're in, the display will change accordingly. Also, one more thing is that the ZF8HP45 transmission in this car has been updated in the LCI version. There's a coasting mode basically, where sometimes the car may coast into neutral on certain highway driving conditions. Okay, so just interior wise, right, this interior is absolutely beautiful. I think you can fight with the Audi A6, the C7, the W212 Mercedes, even the facelifted one. The interior cannot compete with this BMW's interior. It's really way ahead. Alright, so let's take this car out for a drive and see how it performs. Alright. Okay, so how does this car feel compared to a pre-LCI or pre-facelift 528? Feels pretty much the same, I would say. As in the interior and all is, there are a few differences here and there, but for the most part it's the same. Turbo lag is very apparent. Yeah, there's like 1 second of turbo lag. Basically, like you just push your foot all the way down to the floor, but the car just is taking its own sweet time. But when it gets going, right, like it's like as if there are no bumps in the road. It's just so smooth and it's just so smooth and comfortable and compliant. It's still a comfortable, smooth boat. Because this car is quite big, so don't really you can't really expect it to handle like a 3 Series, but for such a big car, actually I think it handles quite well. Okay, so some of you might be thinking, is it powerful? How powerful is it as compared to the 520 or 523? I won't say much more powerful. Fast enough for Singapore roads, definitely. But is it like a car that, is it like very fast? I don't think so. To me, it's fast, but it's not like very fast. Okay, you want something very fast, you have to go for a 535. Next thing, for those of you who are thinking about buying this car, is it a good buy? Okay, 528 F10 facelifted ones are in the market at about 16k DPRI, around there. Okay, so for what it is, yes, I think it's a very good buy. If you are considering between this and the G30 530, which is using the B48 engine, which is the successor to this N20 engine, then I would say, if you have the money, of course, go for the G30 lah. But if you are more budget conscious, right, this itself, this F10 facelift by itself, don't compare to the G30 as a standalone car. Look at it just, as a car on its own. It's actually a very, very good car already. Where was I just now? Oh yeah, is this a good buy at 16k D3? Yes, I would take this over the A6 or the Mercedes because the Mercedes is just not engaging to drive. The A6 is okay, but the A6 is front wheel drive. In Singapore, most of the A6, the C7s are front wheel drive, not quattro. Yeah, and you can see like the popularity of F10s in Singapore. There's so many of them around. Also, another thing about this car is the ZF transmission, the ZF 8HP 45 transmission. That transmission can only support up to 450 Newton meters of torque. Okay, so when you tune this car whatsoever, just be sure that your torque figures don't go too close to that figure. You need to leave a bit of buffer just in case. And also another thing about the transmission is that BMW, according to the owner told me that BMW always says that the ATF or auto transmission fluid for this car is supposed to last a lifetime, and according to them, lifetime means 10 years or 200,000 kilometers. So auto transmission fluid, ATF, usually for me personally, I change it at every 60,000 kilometers. Okay, it really depends on your driving style and stuff, but for me 60,000 seems to be a good is a safe number to change your ATF at. So for those of you who drive this car and you've never changed your ATF before, if your car is not under warranty anymore, if I were you, I would definitely go and change it. Especially if your car has like above 100,000 mileage already, definitely I will go and change it. Even though they say it's supposed to last a lifetime, blah blah blah. Yeah, that's something you have to take note of. If you guys have any other questions about this car, or you want to know like 520, 523, 528, 535, how they compare, which one should you get, blah blah blah, all that, leave your questions in the comments below. Thanks guys for watching. See you next time.